As President Joe Biden recovers from rebound COVID, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi held talks with Singapore officials today during her trip to Asia. Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby says that her trip does not change the status quo, despite concerns that a possible stop in Taiwan could fuel tensions with Beijing. ABC's Deputy Political Director Averi Harper joining me for more on this. So, Averi, despite what Kirby is saying, China's foreign ministry spokesperson is now warning the speaker against visiting Taiwan, saying that China will take firm and strong measures to safeguard national sovereignty and territorial integrity. So let's just talk about what's at stake here and how much is bluffing and how much is for real.
Right. Well, I'll add, in addition to what you said about White House spokesperson John Kirby, he also said that it is not a provocative move for a U.S. congressperson to go to Taiwan. He says that any U.S. lawmaker should be able to travel to Taiwan without the fear and the threat of that Chinese rhetoric. So we will see if the speaker heads to Taiwan. We know that a part of her goal while she's over in the Indo-Pacific is to talk about democracy. And so we can expect to see her meet with different leaders. The thing is that details are scant about this trip because there are no reporters traveling with her. So we're kind of getting a drip of information as to her movements there. And is the trip worth it, Averi, considering the backlash that she is receiving from lawmakers? Well, I think that if you speak with the speaker, she would probably say that it is worth it to go. Look, we will see how things shake out. If this does escalate tensions between the U.S. and China, we know that President Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping, they had a call last week in which he, too, warned that going to Taiwan would be playing with fire. We will have to just wait and see what happens. All right, let's talk about the primaries. We've done a lot of interviews this morning, this afternoon, regarding Sunday and the Arizona race there. The House Speaker, Rusty Bowers, actually spoke with our John Carl on This Week and said they discussed Trump's influence on the GOP. Let's take a listen.
So I want to ask you about something Liz Cheney said at the very beginning of the hearings, before you testified. Very first hearing, Liz Cheney said, "I say this to my Republican colleagues who are defending the indefensible. There will come a day when Donald Trump is gone, but your dishonor will remain."
I think that's really true. That's really true. My dad was a close friend and athlete companion to Jackie Robinson. They lived through the block from each other.
Wow.
They would run to school and run home so they could avoid the fights. And he would spend the night with my dad and all his brothers. At his funeral, there was probably 1,200 people. He was a coach, tradesman, but he died with honor.
Yeah.
And that's how I want to go. I want my kids to be able to say, yeah, Dad got beat up. Dad took his lumps, but Dad played fair. And I think that's worth it.
Averi, what do you make of that as voters in Arizona head to the polls tomorrow and Trump was just in that state campaigning against Bowers?
Right. Even today, we saw some statements from the former president insulting the GOP leader in Arizona. Look, I think that this is something that GOP candidates are confronting across the country, right? The notion of being either a Trump-backed election-denying candidate or folks who are on the other side of things within the Republican Party. And it's become more difficult for those folks to run because there is this part of the party that is still quite indebted to the former president. So we will see what happens for Rusty Bowers. But like he said he wants to go with honor, and we will see what comes of his race after the polls close tomorrow.
All right. Averi Harper, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.